Sometimes you see and you hear things so controversial that you feel like your head is exploding. The Democrat Party is so controversial, or as I like to call it, the progressive religion, because it is a religion. Joe Biden so-called won the election, but the counties that he won was 477 counties. Now, all those counties are middle class counties, meaning the majority of people in those counties are middle class. So, doesn't that sound very contradicting? Like, the middle class apparently are voting for the Democrats when the Democrats are supposed to support the poor. Aren't they representing the poor? It turns out to be that the poor people end up voting for Trump. And even going back to 2008, it wasn't necessarily such like 477 counties. Obama won like 870 counties, something like that. It was also more the middle class voted for Obama and the poor people voted for the opponent. So what's going on over here? If the Democrat Party is representing the poor, why aren't the poor voting for them? I'm saying, of course, there is poor who vote for Democrats, but the majority of poor people are voting Republican because they want opportunity. They're not interested in having the government helping them. This is so controversial that you can feel your head is exploding. Another interesting factor, voting ID. The white liberals claim that if you're going to require IDs for voting, then the black people are not going to be able to vote because most of them don't have ID and they're not going to feel comfortable. Now, apparently, people went to the black communities all over the country and they asked a whole bunch of black people and they all said voting ID should be required. They admired this whole thing. And they all said they all have IDs. Why shouldn't they have IDs? So again, here the white people are claiming they represent the black and the black people are claiming we don't need your representation. There you go. Because the progressive movement is a religion. Now, they're worshiping in a religion, and the religion tells them to do like this, so you do like this. So to sum up this whole thing, middle class vote to support the poor, while the poor didn't ask for it. White liberals claim voting ID will hurt the black community, and the black community is actually admiring voting ID. A guy pretends he's a woman, you have to pretend with him, and this is called freedom. People who say there's no such thing as gender want to have a female president, and people who say we need to stop racism claim we need to appoint to Supreme Court a black female despite not being qualified. Everyone should be considered equal, but if you're a white person, you're considered a second-class citizen. It's okay to spend millions on taxpayers' money to investigate a Russian collusion hoax. But when you want to question Biden's victory, you're considered a traitor. Illegal voting is good, and it's called upholding the Constitution. A European doctor who wants to immigrate to America needs to go through hell, but any gangster can just walk into this country and is welcomed. Biden can do shady business in Ukraine, but Trump has to get impeached for investigating it. People who went to college, which no one forced them to go, should get their loans forgiven, but people who sadly got sick and got into debt because of the sickness should suffer. Who has to pay the student loans by the end of the day? The people who didn't go to college. If you cheat to go to college, you get prison, but if you cheat to get into the country, you get free college. Every country that became socialist is collapsing, but for us it will be amazing. Every pandemic was named after the place where it came from, but if you call COVID the Chinese or the Wuhan virus, you're racist. The liberals claim that conservatives are bringing division and hatred, but liberals don't want to have any conservative friends. Hate means love, suppression means freedom, division means unity, our enemies are one another. Basically, what's right is wrong, and what's wrong is right. Welcome to the party of Sodom and Gomorrah. Have a wonderful day.